Hey guys, M12 Warthog Gaming. I am back with another installment of Strategy Guide. Today, we are now conquering everywhere. Gonna continue conquering, medieval Europe. And, as it looks here, we have the option as the world leader to do some elections. Now, I'm not going to do any, but I'm going to quickly go over what this is. Pretty much, if everyone votes in favor of this, that means I'm recognized as the most powerful nation, and I automatically win, because everyone's like, okay, we surrender. We'll coexist together, we're not going to fight you. Whereas, Great War, or the Great Challenge, pretty much tells people, anyone who votes in favor of this, pretty much, will automatically go into all-out war with everyone else, including me, who agrees to this, and holy crap, I need to turn that down. And that pretty much allows me to, like, sort of declare war on certain states without having to lose a lot of happiness. Although I will not lose happiness if someone votes against it, they lose happiness for their cowardly actions and all that stuff. Okay, but now what I want to do is I need to arm this, because this is technically a border. Okay. That's about all I can do right now. Okay. So, let me think here. What I want to do is go take some more land. Now, that is way too much. Okay. So now after rearming these borders here, I definitely want to go attack someone where I don't have a whole lot of borders. Now, I could take out the purple territory here, Tunis and all this stuff, because their nation doesn't have a whole lot of borders, and if all of them are by water, all of them right now. Currently, I can see the whole nation, and all their nations are by water and land, but I own that only land border over here, so it really does not matter. I could easily go and raid them. This is probably the fortified town where their leader started in, but not anymore. I'm still at war with these guys, and I have to be focusing on that as well because they were attacking my allies. So, at the moment, I could do that, but I want to get my happiness at least to 80. Or maybe higher, it depends. What would be my reduction of 28? So, yeah. I want to get that, stuff a little bit higher. What I'm going to do is offer you 20 gold and help. Now, I also want to save up my money. Now, the reason for this is if my happiness goes too low to where, individual territories' happiness is so low that they could rebel, I want to be able to distribute money there. Okay, I just sent them support, apparently, but this is like a different day I'm recording this, so. Ever since I found out that you could save up, you could save your game, I'm like, then not having to worry about taking care of this all in one day. Okay, so, finances. I'm gonna check this. That is way too much. That is freaking ridiculous. Okay, so I want to point out the majority of the PayPal states are up here in Europe, up north of, like, Italy. And they started in Italy, like, it's like my empire starting right around here. And then it's like all the way over here and I have nothing over here, like, what the heck happened? Okay. No, I'm not gonna cancel. What I'm gonna do, though... Whoops, that was way too much. Get 100. And put 100 there. I want to make another naval force. Sort of scout out other areas. Okay. Now it's time to rush their capital, which is what I was planning on doing, but seeing as I can see how many territories they have, that is quite good. Our allies, the Kingdom of Siberia, has received our support. He's very happy with us. Okay, well. Where would their leader be? Okay, seeing as I have more money in terms of taxes now, what I'm gonna do is declare war. Happiness is 57. Do I see any territories? No, I don't see any specific territory. Our overall happiness average is low, but not enough to where people want to revolt against us, or rebel. But I'm still gonna do this just to be sure. It was 57, that was close. If it went below 50, I wouldn't be able to collect taxes. And that's sort of bad if you're not making any money. Okay, so my attack there didn't work, but it definitely put a message to them that I can attack your naval area directly. Okay. Now I'm gonna fortify this because this is my only base, and I'm pretty much surrounded by other areas as well, and this is going to be a bit of a problem. So I'm going to fortify, get 100 more troops there. I'm going to put all my remaining money into troops here. Gonna do... Nope. 100 there. And this there. And I think we're all good. I found where their leader is. I'm technically waging war against two people right now. And this is not something we need to do. Really, if you're at war just to support your allies, that's fine. But you see, it's going back and forth here. Whereas I'm actually making progress here. So I'm trying to support them. Trying to economically support their fight against this enemy here. While I'm fighting these enemy that they have here. Well, I'm just fighting this own war for myself down here for the sake of getting territory. So this is about the maximum of stuff you should do. You shouldn't be in war with more than that many people unless you have like a clear border, like down the line here, not where it's like, not a straight line where it's like this where you have to wrap around and you have too many borders. That way you have more troops focused on your borders and not have to worry about the enemies so much. Okay, so in this scenario, what I want to do is move 100 here, move 100 there, and move the 175 there. Now I'm going to launch 100 here. Okay. Hopefully I can get their leader. Nope, we pushed them back. Okay. Moving 100 there. I'm going to launch an attack here. And we failed to grab a territory. How nice of them to prevent me from doing that. I shall return the favor by using even more numbers to attack you. You are at war with one of our friends. I could say the same thing to you. Wait, where are they? Yeah, I see these guys. They're like, you're at war with one of our allies. We'll go to war with you and start attacking you unless you stop my offensive aggressiveness against some of their allies. But the reason I'm doing it in the first place is because you're attacking one of mine, I think. Wait, no. I'm fighting the purple guy because, for my own benefit, not for the sake of, alliance. Yeah. Yeah, no. I'm at war with one of his allies, but not because of this guy over... Not because of our allies being attacked, because that's what these... That was with those guys. No, I don't want to declare war on them. Okay, so... I think what I did when I attacked here navally, to attack them and try and get their leader for the sake of getting all this territory would be good, but it would make more borders, and that's too far away from our mainland, so I didn't want to have to worry about that. I knew I wasn't going to get it, and the whole point, which it seemed to work out, is if you send a couple hundred troops there, like maybe 100, then 200 the next time, it'll start to get them to worry about attacking me on a different front, or worry about where they're being attacked from, and so forth. Because they constantly get attacked, they're like, oh crap, we have to defend this area. And seeing as their leader was there, it's more important to do that. Okay. I'm gonna put... Islands are like naval-based. Is their only way of attacking is forming a navy and attacking people. They can only defend on the island itself. So what I'm gonna do is only put 50 troops here, but I'll be able to know if I need more. Because they'll have to spend one turn making a naval unit, putting it onto the water, and if it's near my island, of course, I can always arm it. But if it's an ally, I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Okay! Now I want to go into my messages. That was not my messages. Delete the message. Eventually, you're gonna want to clear all this crap out. Can't believe we actually had ceasefires with them for a while. Okay. So the next territory I want to take on would probably be the Kingdom of Norway here. So, in this scenario, what I want to do is see how much land they have. They are number 2. They have 14%. Taking a chunk out of them will definitely prove that we're the best, because, well, we're in first, but we're also... They are in second place. They have more territory, so without a doubt, I thought it would cost more happiness to declare war on them, but I guess not. Okay! Now we rush in for an attack here. Okay, we're gonna move there. I guess we're gonna move, like, all of this is going to be attacked then. Okay. Then what I'm gonna do is buy maximum number of troops. And move that there. I'll move 60 here to support that. And that's what we get. Okay. Now in this situation, right here when I attack them, you see this naval? You see this base here? We have it surrounded on all but 2 sides. Well, we have it territory-wise, but not army-wise. We do not have an army there, which means we have to build an army here. Because they'll just move here, and we'll just keep attacking the territory that they're in, taking the territory that they had, but they'll also gain territory, and they could drag it on. Like, I've seen people go where the territory is unoccupied, attack that small army, so they move first, then we move in here, take this, and so forth, and you really can't stop it because you can't attack your own territory. You can just rearm the territory that you think they're gonna attack the most. That's really all you can do. Okay, so I'm gonna move that there. Now I'm gonna attack this from all sides, like... That's just all I need to do. Okay. So, now the best thing about this is that I'm going to have a bunch of these troops here, and I can move them on the border, and because I have so many, I can send all of these here, attack these two, and then move from there without having to quite worry about me having to buy more troops, because I could have this army attack here, here, and then have some left over from here attack here and here, and I don't, because of the amount of massive number of troops I have, so I don't have to stop each turn to buy troops. If I buy more now, I don't have to buy more later. Which is actually a good thing for if you don't want to spend a lot of action points. Although, this late into the game, you already have a lot of action points. I had like 19 a moment ago, but then I used one to move my troops, but hopefully you get the point here. And I'm going to move that giant army in on next turn, okay. Okay, gonna move the rest of this here. Can only buy one troop from that province. Are you kidding me? Just one troop? Well, 135 is better than nothing. I'm just gonna move all of this here. Okay! So now that we're done with that, making moves down there, we need to focus on the PayPal states here. And knowing that if I attack this and get this, we're going to have to pretty much arm all these borders immediately. When we're not at war with Gaelic Ireland in this scenario, not yet anyway, they could either become our ally or become our enemy, but Kingdom of Norway is right next to it, and we could definitely lose a lot of territory to them. But they're not going to expect this if I take out their leader here and gain all this, because right now, chances are they probably don't, that they have it armed, because they're going to get attacked by Gaelic Ireland, because you can see by the red lines here that they're at war with them, but they are not at war with the PayPal states, and that's something we need to take advantage of, is that they're not going to be expected to be attacked from that area, but they do have it, and they probably will and should have it well armed. So next turn, I'm going to spend some money on deploying this naval fleet, which I do have enough of. Now this guy is probably going to be like, hey, you're at war with one of our allies. We went to war because he sent us that message. He's like, yeah, get out of here. We don't want you here. Pretty much what they're saying. They're pretty much saying, don't pick on my friend, but here's the thing. The only reason I'm doing this is because he said he was going to do it to me in the first place. Like, you know, this is pretty similar to how, like, World War I started. Like, they send a message saying, don't you fight, don't you get involved with my ally here, or I'm gonna get involved, and then then it just drags everyone else into, like, oh, well, then I'm coming in, and all this stuff. Oh my god. Okay, so, we now pushed Kingdom of Norway into 3rd place, but we're still gonna fight them. Finish them off. Okay. Now what I want to do is move this down here. And, more importantly, attack that area directly. We're either gonna lose a lot of... We're either going to gain a small amount of territory or gain a lot, but I don't think we'll be losing any amount of territory. Yes! So now I'm going to put more troops here, and by more I mean 200 for the border now, because seeing in later games, some nations are a little bit larger than before. So they're probably going to have more troops and all that stuff. It's going to cost quite a lot. But if you're playing the world map, at that point you could because the world map takes longer to conquer, you could probably have populations big enough where you could summon almost 2,000 troops in one turn. Almost. I think the most I've done was like 1,600 or somewhere close to that. I know it was over 1,000. Okay. So I pretty much have this base here. Now what I want to do is, now that I got this pretty much defended, what I want to do is spend more troops next turn to attack it and so forth. Now what I want to do now is move this here to the coastline so that we have it protected. Now, at this point, how many nations do we have left in play? Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I could have just looked at the ranks, but sometimes it puts 2 people at the same rank if they have the exact same number of territories. 7 people. I can ask for recognition, but then that would get people at war with me, and if the Gaelic Ireland goes to war at me, then I'm like fully surrounded, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. I'm going to wait a turn or two and see if I can smush them in, as I would call it. Okay. I'm gonna move 200 guys here. Now I'm gonna build 400. Apparently I cannot do that in that territory. So I'm gonna do 143 there. We'll see where that goes from there. Okay. So I didn't actually get to attack that territory because Gaelic Ireland took it over first. Who cares? We're not actually enemies with them. We're on a neutral stance. From the looks of it, now, the next best thing to do, I can move that there now, is we have a lot of money. And our allies don't have a whole lot of territory. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna give them 1,000 gold, and that's not something you're gonna expect from a player who has only 4 territories. But you wanna know what? That is completely fine. It says he has 4 provinces, but I only see 3. Huh. That counts as 1, 2... Oh, okay, yeah, that's 4. Okay, never mind. Okay. So what I want to do now is that they're not going to expect that. Once you check, they're definitely not going to expect all of a sudden my allies get a large number of territories that they start to collect because they now have a better army, or one that's more funded because they have more numbers. And what this is gonna do is I'm gonna sort of, because of this, I'm gonna sort of make it's sort of like a 2-player anvil and hammer tactic, where right now my allies, the Kingdom of Siberia, are going to attack these guys here, The Teutonic Order, I think is how you pronounce it, and expand. And they can't really retreat into my area because I'm going to have a lot of numbers of troops on the border. And also, they're not at war with me. And so that pretty much just allows them to pretty much defeat them and finish them off. Meanwhile, I go up here with the naval force and I start to wreck shop. And I'm gonna bring a large naval force, so that way I don't have to spend money that turn. Okay, doing stuff, okay. Gonna get rid of that and make it 1,400 troops. Now, at any given point during a game, when you're about to make when you're gonna make a landing onto a different island, you always want to have a lot of troops, several hundred at most. That way, when you get a foothold on the island, you're not pushed back into the sea by an overwhelming force. Now, if you don't have a whole lot of troops and you have maybe about only, say, 300, and you probably know it's going to be well armed, you probably want 500, but still, if you have 300, you could possibly take over the territory. The only thing you need to do is be able to buy more troops for that territory next turn, and you also need to fortify it. Now, for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack this territory here because it's already fortified. I'm going to lose more troops, that way, when I attack, but it's definitely going to be harder for them to take it over. And sometimes, the first turn that you capture a territory, or have control of it, you may not always have the option to fortify it right away. I've seen that happen, and I'm not sure why, but that's just how it is. Now, I'm going to move everything there, and then once we find out what the numbers of these territories surrounding us are, I may not even have to buy more, and I can just send them directly from that territory to other places as well. Okay, so, now I'm going to do a naval raid there. Apparently I lost troops, but I didn't attack. Okay. I'm going to try that again, because for whatever reason telling you to attack here means it goes here and not do what I want it to do. I don't know why it did that, but it just did. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a backup navy, because for whatever reason we did not want to attack there for whatever reason. I just don't know why that happened. I've never had that happen before. And then this one's going to take out this island, and then this island here, when we get the chance. Okay. So, now what I'm doing is I'm attacking here. I'm going to launch 300 here, and 300 here. Now, if this is an emergency situation where you need to attack an enemy and try and take over as much territory as possible, that way they worry about you and not really worry about finishing off your enemy, then in this situation what you want to do is get your large naval force and distribute it amongst the coastline. Maybe 300 to 300 troops per territory. That way they get attacked on multiple fronts. That way, even if you don't get one territory, they now have to worry about the fact that they didn't see your naval ships coming from 3 territories away, that you could possibly send more, and that they need to repair that border and rearm it. That way they don't focus so much on your allies and so forth. Okay, my ally is still not doing well, but I still want to help them. Okay, that's way too much. Okay, there. I'll send him that much. Who would be in second place now? Gaelic Island. I'm gonna either see if they end all aggressive relations. I don't know if I can ask them that, because I've checked. Doesn't look like I can do that. Okay. Now, I'm gonna add more troops here for the sole purpose of ensuring I get this capital, because I know they're gonna send a lot of troops here to reinforce where this is, or they're gonna move their leader away. And we definitely do not want that. Okay. Okay, so now what I want to do is pretty much almost every territory except for one on this island is a coast. So I'm going to have a lot of troops here because I have to defend all of this. Okay. So I'm going to put 300 here. And send 400 there. Now what I'm going to do is send more help to my ally, and hopefully he can start gaining more territory. If they have a bit of a problem with multi-fronts, I'll just end up taking out these 3 territories here, maybe launching a naval raid onto their leader here. Which actually, they shouldn't keep their leader here. To be honest, it would be safer in one of these 3 territories. Now, I know you're saying that's closer to my border, yes, but here's the thing. Anyone who launches a naval raid onto that territory with more numbers than them can automatically conquer and take out that territory. Reason for that is that they would have to fight their way, declare war on someone, and fight their way into another territory to do that. But right now, they're on neutral terms with someone else, and they're allies with the others. So what that means is pretty much the only way, fastest way and most direct way out of that territory if they want to maneuver their leader out of there is through the waters. Okay. So they launched a naval raid on one of my territories. Not too thrilled about it. I'm actually not going to attack that because we're going to get their leader soon. So what I want to do is actually leave that there. Want to buy 400 more. And leave... No, actually I need to put everything there. Because that border won't be, that's not a border if we capture all the coastlines on this island. Okay. I guess it's technically not an island. If you look, if this wasn't cut off and you could see the rest of the map, it's technically connected. But for the sake of what's available on the map, you have to treat this like an island because that's the only way you can get to it, just through the water. Okay. Now we're gonna finish them off. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is help our ally take out some of their enemies by going after the Teutonic Order. I might be mispronouncing that. And I'm just gonna go right for their leader. Like I said, anyone who comes in there in naval raid, more troops than them, just gone. They are gone. Okay. I now have 2 more territories that I now have to defend. But I don't mind. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is something I like to do a lot, which is find territories that with an overlapping water tile. What that means is that I could click on this and send units to us, the same naval tile as someone else. And I could send units onto this tile. So if I go here I can move that on there along with troops from here, but I don't have enough money for the embarkment fees, but that is completely fine. Okay, so now what I want to do is, before I do anything else, I want to send them 400 gold. That's about a little bit more than half. Okay. Now I still can't send out anything here, but I'm gonna sort of like lay back a bit for a few turns to get more money from my naval force, but sort of still send a few hundred coins to them for support. My allies, because they definitely need it. I'll even... Sometimes I've been known, if I'm usually this far ahead, I'll usually have a lot of money that I can throw around in the game. Someone will usually ask me for like 20 coins of support. I'll just refuse that, and they may seem pissed, but then like 2 turns later, they'll be super happy when they realized I denied it because I already sent them like 500 coins instead. So... Okay, 1,000 there. 200 there. I guess I want to put more troops here. At least... I guess at least 300. I'm gonna up here because it's gonna be kind of hard. I'm arming this like island much more than I should for other borders. That's because we have more land over here. So if one of these borders here gets attacked, I could just buy troops and send them to there. If the territory itself that got attacked that we still own can't do it themselves, like if they don't have enough population and whatnot. Okay. So they were the ones who just declared war. Okay, great. Oh, it's these guys. Okay. They're at war. Okay, so they are at war. And I'm gonna view the options. They are at war with my ally. So what I'm gonna do here is make them think twice about that, and I'm going to attack them. Okay. Now, before I attack them, what I'm gonna do, next season is tax season, which is good. I sent them support. Now, what I'm gonna do may make more nations attack my ally, but it'll be beneficial for me, and I can always help my ally, so I'm not really too worried about this. You see, he's arming this. He's not even arming this territory here. My ally knows what's up. He knows I'm his friend. But what I'm gonna do now is send him more money to help him. I want to make sure he's strong. Like, he's okay now, but I want to make sure he gets more territory, like 5 more. Get him to where he can handle stuff on his own, because he needs a little bit of help, and I don't mind doing that. Now what I'm gonna do is throw a grenade into pretty much the war room. Is pretty much what I'm doing. I'm gonna challenge everyone to war, and anyone who doesn't want to participate in all-out war receives loses happiness for their cowardly actions. So everyone could be at war with me. The ones who don't agree will be at peace with me. Hopefully, if my ally agrees to this, I'm gonna quickly send him a ceasefire. Request a ceasefire or an alliance. An alliance would be better. So I'm probably gonna do that and see what happens. Okay, we got a lot of coin. And this actually coincides with the movement of my naval force with the Great Challenge. Now that I activated the Great Challenge, that means in a turn or two, people will vote. And what happens is that I will be able to launch a raid along this coastline here if I need to. I can get several territories if I need to. Get attack 4 at most. That's all I'm going to do with 1,200 troops at the moment. And that's what I think will be very good for me to do. Okay, guys. I think I'm going to have to end this installment of Strategy Guide right here. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, taking the time to leave any comments, questions, or feedback for me in the comment section down below would be highly appreciated. And I will see you guys later in another video. Bye-bye!